I'm logging in.
Mm-hmm. So how you guys been?
Meh.
I've been sleeping and working.
I know that feel. Feels like that's all I've been doing too. And I hate it. I hate that that's just my life.
Like, I have some projects that I want to work on. And there's always some work shift I have to do in the middle of my time.
Where did you work?
Yeah.
Like where? What's your job?
Mm.
I'm not
Mika?
expressing myself correctly, I think.
I work at the food retailer as cashier.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Urgic the hero?
It's the first time I see him.
Really? He's been around for years.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. He always play. I guess he plays after midnight. Well, it's midnight on Europe.
Yeah. Yeah, his schedule's a little bouncy. Careful, he's a silent killer. Or at least he used to be real good. He may be rusty.
I hope so.
He used to perform on level with Logical. When Logical actually concentrates.
Yeah, I became sucky.
Two more minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 is good for a casual cup. I like to have at least 4 for a cup. Because then it's just, you might as well just play whatever. Guessing all the others burnt themselves out early?
Yes.
Why did Logical post a meme of Rookie and Rookie being this? Oh, because they're both Rookie. Fuck. It took me a second to realize.
Their nickname does sound the same.
Yeah, it took me a second. Jotax, what are we voting on with this picture of Kira? Jotax?
Yeah, sorry, I was AFK.
I was just wondering, what are we voting on for Kira? The voice or the look?
Look. The voice? Wait, the voice is different on
Yeah.
each game?
Only 2 and 3 share the same Kira.
But, oh well, I'm stupid. I play the games in Spanish, and in Spanish I think it's the same actress.
In English, 2, 3, and X are the same.
2, 3, and X.
Yeah, 1 has a different one, and that 4th one, which is from, I think Lost Frontier, it's called.
Yeah.
That one's also a different one.
Interesting.
But that's in English.
I think in Spanish it's the same actress for all the games, but I'm not quite sure right
same
now.
in French.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh,
I didn't change.
That's why all the people who play in English are in an uproar about the voice actress. If you ever wonder about that.
I think I should play the game in English sometimes. How's the voting going, by the way?
It's all heavily voting Jack and Daxter Precursor Legacy.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
But I think you might have to clarify that it's not the voice. Because those who speak English are very heavy on the voice. But if we're doing looks, I'm gonna vote 2.
Which one?
If we're going off of looks, I'm voting 2.
Well, it's better than 3. That's for sure.
Alright.
Yeah. There's 1 vote for 4, 3 for 1, 1 for 2, which is me.
The guy saying she's 14. Okay.
Yeah. I don't think she's 14. I think she's like 15 in Jack 1. Ah, shit. I forgot to change my screen. I'm a dumbass. Okay. I'm definitely losing this lap.
Reset.
I am a dumbass.
Reset.
No.
We just started.
No reset. I'll catch up.
Okay. She doesn't look like 14 in the game. Maybe 16 or so. Yeah.
I've seen 13-year-olds more well endowed than her.
Yeah, nowadays probably. But
Yeah.
not when I was a kid.
Now, in the time that she released, yeah, that stands for like 14, 15. Yo, is Erdrick's reception good? His reception got him far behind.
Which one is he? The red one?
He's currently in 5th.
Yeah, you both are way behind.
Yeah. Me, because I'm using the Naughty Dog. And I had to pause for a second to switch my screens over. But him, he's glitching all over the place. It's weird. Usually not.
I can see that he's like, teleporting or doing some weird shit.
Oh.
Dude, Supernova being second? Come on. What the fuck is this?
RNG, baby!
Yeah.
Oh, I jumped over the oil. Nice.
Yeah, it's so cool when you do that, especially when it's on fire.
That one was on fire, but it was still nice. What? I didn't even touch it. What?
I'm coming for you, Pika.
What is up with that? What is up with that first place killer? Did you see that?
What?
I just
No.
saw the Peacemaker skip portions of the track, get back on track, and then drop below the track to the other loop. And now it's stuck in a loop, going in circles at the center of the track. What the fuck? I'm glad I'm recording this. And the snowball killed me. Metersi. Mira, papa.
Dude, I'm gonna say something in Discord. I hope I don't get banned.
Go
Why?
ahead. Wait, what are you gonna say?
There you go.
Wait, you typed it?
Yeah, on English channel.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm gonna get banned for sure.
Oh no. Okay. We You have to put the notice that it's a joke.
Really?
I mean, you do got 2 mods here, but that's a yikes. We are trying to transition to a more publicly available community.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I don't want nobody to think I'm a fucking pedo.
Wait, so he just finished Deadlock. After that, he's gonna play the PS3, and then we're actually like, no, okay, no. I have to beg him for his own sake. He does
Yeah.
not know what he's doing if he thinks of playing that.
That game suck as well as the Long Frontier. Even
I'd
better.
rather play The Last Frontier.
I tried and it was really bad.
I did like The Lost Frontier actually. I don't know where all the hate is coming from.
You know, they completely changed the character designs. They kind of butchered the story that Naughty Dog was originally writing. The controls are wonky as fuck.
It's a different
retcons
studio.
Things or two.
And a different
And-
console.
What?
It was made for the PSP, so you gotta keep that in mind.
Yes, but they didn't need to butcher my boy Jack and Daxter like that. The both of them. And they kind of regressed the story arc that Jack had about literally becoming more mature.
I know what you mean, but the saga itself doesn't have the consistency to think about that. I mean, in Jack X is after Jack 3, and in Jack 3 he saved the fucking planet, and no one gives a shit. No one knows who he is in Jack X.
Well, Jack X actually is declared as non-canon by Naughty Dog.
Yeah, they have no choice because it doesn't make any sense.
Well, they more explicitly have expressed that they made it more for fun.
I have fun playing Last Frontier.
Okay. I mean, if you enjoyed it, that's great.
Ow.
I couldn't get over the balancing issues and the bubbly movement.
Yeah, the gameplay was not that good, and what they did to Daxter was weird. The Dark Kiko thing. But I don't know. It was not the best Jack.
Daxter with the Dark Eco just made way less sense than Jack's story. Like, you can reason Jack's story, it still makes sense in the world technically. It's just not as well written. Daxter, that just goes against, like, different notions and nuances of the lore.
Well, the lore with Daxter doesn't make any sense at all, because he falls into Dark Eco, becomes a precursor, but the precursors don't like the Dark Eco, and the Dark Eco is about the Dark Ones or something like that. I mean, it doesn't make any sense at all since the first game, so...
Well, when you put Light Eco into Dark Eco with Green Eco, you produce life.
Yeah.
You can't produce conscious life with just light and green eco.
But the thing is...
Nor can you produce conscious life with light and dark eco. Excuse me, green and dark eco.
But if you fall in Dark Eco, as being Jack, you die. So, what's the point?
Because you already completed life and you're just over imbuing a being wildly with dark eco.
And so is Daxter.
Opposed to controlled infusement. And
but
you're right.
Daxter... Wait. Daxter and Jack are both teenagers. They are same in the 1st game.
That was supposed to be another story beat that they cut out with Daxter having like extra light or green eco powers.
Ah, good one, Pika.
But they cut that shit. Because it would have made things worse, but it would have explained things more. And that was a lot of the time with them. They made things that would have made sense and cut it. And it's like, okay, it made sense before, now it doesn't. What we do now?
That's pretty much the reason why I don't care about the lore inconsistency in The Lost Frontier, because the devs didn't give a shit about the lore of the game at all.
Yeah, I just like, at least you could fill in gaps to reason out. I think it's better filling in gaps rather than just completely changing things to no benefit. Yeah. Because that's actually what a lot of series do. They design things for you to fill in the gaps.
Now that I think about it, what exactly are the crystals you have in the 3rd game? You know, you have Dark Eco crystals, Light Eco ones. What are they for?
Crystals?
Yeah, like gems or something like that. Do you remember?
What?
Jack 3? Yeah.
Wait. Are you talking about the yin yang symbols?
The what?
Are you talking about the yin yang shaped symbols?
Yeah, like there are the collectibles.
Collectibles. Were they collectible?
Wait, I'm not expressing myself correctly. When you kill the huge metal head in the wasteland, you know that
Uh-huh.
mission. They drop a crystal, a dark eco crystal,
Oh,
and
yes.
those crystals you have
Yes.
three of each one. At the end of the game, you have three dark eco ones and three light eco crystals. What the
Yes.
fuck are they for?
As part of the lore, Jack is able to absorb power out of them, since they're a concentrated controlled source.
Okay,
He technically
but
uses them to improve his abilities. And he's able to do that
Okay.
because he's a sage.
so that's the weird part. In the last frontier, those crystals are used to change from one eco to another, if I remember correctly. So that has something to do. I need to play that game again.
When something is crystallized, you can use it as a fuel source in any kind of notion.
Yeah, and that's what the game is about. Finding those crystals to transform dark eco into another forms of eco, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I can't understand why Rug wants me to play Fortnite.
Who?
Rug.
What the fuck? He didn't play with us tonight, but he was online. British people who understand how they think.
Logical is evil.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I know. I absolutely know.
He's telling Urgic to play the game. It's not that bad. I mean, I'd rather play Lost Frontier over Size Matters and Secret Agent Clank.
I mean, Size Matters was more similar to the original Ratchet and Clanks that the Lost Frontier was to the original Jak and Daxter.
But it was so bad. It was just bad.
Why? Dude, do you have something against spin-offs or what?
No, I don't. Generally. It just, when it comes to Naughty Dog and Insomniac properties, the spin-offs tend to not be that good. At least when they're done by another company.
I mean, obviously, what do you expect?
Because, like, Jack X, done by Naughty Dog, a spin-off, fucking awesome.
Well. Meh. I mean, for be a game developing 1 year, yeah. But what does it has to be that awesome?
I mean, you're still here playing it. How many years after it released? How many years after it was irrelevant?
Yeah, but that's like the people who enjoy watching Sharknado. They like it, but they know it's trash. I'm not saying Jack X is trash, okay? Obviously. But you know what I mean? It's like it's a good game, it's a fun game, but I don't think it is that awesome to be a spin-off. And why only 1 year? That's the that's the main problem I have with this game. It could be way better with, I don't know, another year or 2 more years of development.
Yeah, that was just that era of gaming where that everything just had to be produced within a year. It was bad. It was real bad. But with doing it in a year, they did a bloody good fucking job overall.
Yeah, well, it's Naughty Dog. They are
Because that was the whole series, all done a year per game. Heck, I think one of the games had less than a year. Wasn't that 3? It had less than a year to make it. 9 months.
no idea.
Seriously, no! Why it's always the second lap that I suck?
What happened? Oh, fucking pizzas.
I was about to say something and I forgot.
Yeah, I realized.
But yeah, original Crash Bandicoot series, great. All the Crash spin-offs like CTR and Crash Bash, even Crash Bash was a glitchy mess, still great. What became of the series after that? It oscillates. Like, Wrath of Vortex was okay. It was weird, but it was okay. Twinsanity was great. CTR Nitro Kart, it was okay. And then, after that is where it just went downhill. At least in my
You don't
opinion.
like Crash on Titan, huh?
Crash of Titans would have been great if it wasn't a Crash game. And I'm not even sure it would have been great. It would have been mid at best, just like the Spyro Legends series. And the CTR that came out at that time was also just mid at best.
But if you forget it's a Crash game, Crash on Titans is really fun.
It's okay.
And it was ported to a ton of consoles. Like PS2, PSP, GameCube, Wii, Xbox 360. That's something there.
Nah, you're solely making the argument that I shouldn't support ports. That's a scary notion.
No, I don't.
That's a very scary notion.
But it's one of the games I have played most times. More times. Crash on Titan. I mean, it's really entertaining, especially if you go on a trip or something like that, you know? Oh, fuck. Fucking CPU.
The column saved you from death.
Nice.
Because I was about to nick you there, and
Who needs to be skilled when you can have luck? But dude, I'm so fucking bad in this mode. Ah, too late.
come on, I have no turbo. I have no turbo. Damn it. Okay, not getting that one. If I could get that one. Motherfucker! I still got it though.
Man! Can my car stop doing this?
Holy shit, Shell. 8? I give up, dude.
I almost got nothing.
CPUs were on fire in this one. Okay, Canyon Run. Yeah. And
Die Rennfahrer sind bereit für das Rennen.
And when it comes to Spyro, I just play the originals. I don't even bother with the rest.
Und das Licht wird grün.
oh no, dude, you have to try the Legend of Spyro Saga. Give it a try.
I have. I've played through them. I've 100%ed them. I mean, I will play them over Enter the Dragonfly happily. Like like at that point, I have no problem playing them. But just the story is weird. The way Spyro looks is weird, and the balancing issues.
Balancing issues.
That's
What balancing
one of the bigger pains with these series that just killed them, at least in my eyes.
The what?
Like, when you're
Repeat,
looking
dude.
at-
You know my English is terrible. Repeat.
Okay, so when you look at Crash of Titans,
Yeah.
balancing issues. When you look at Spyro Legends, balancing issues. Jack
But
Lost
what
Frontier,
what balancing? What
issues.
balancing? Pero what balancing issues, dude?
Balancing
What do you-
between your output, your health, endurance, your ability to perform is actually bottlenecked entirely by the internal stats of the game, not by your skill.
Is it? Never had that feeling playing Crash of the Titans, to be honest.
A lot of other people have, even speedrunners. From speedrunners to casuals have complained about it. And I was gonna say it's for those 4 main series. It's Ratchet and Clank as well. Balancing issues. That's why Size Matters hate it so much. The one thing everyone agrees with that Size Matters is good is the armor mixing mechanic. The whole thing with like customizable armors is like a nice feature. But otherwise, balancing issues. The toughest armor, you could die in 2 hits in the final boss. Like, we're not playing these games to play Dark Souls on speed. That's what it feels like. Especially
Well-
when you run out of ammo and have to use a PDA despite hitting every single shot.
Funny you say that because I've always think The Legend of Spyro, for example, as a Dark Souls type game.
Okay, if you like Dark Souls and that type of feel in games, sure, these games have absolutely no problem. But if you're not someone who's prepared or interested in a Dark Souls style or reason of balancing, then it just kills the games, because the series didn't start out like that, except for Crash 1. Crash 1 was just... Nobody knows what they were thinking with that.
Yeah. I don't know. I think spin-offs have their place in certain sagas, like The Legend of Zelda. it doesn't have spin-offs technically speaking, but it has different
It does. Link's crossbow training.
Wow. Okay. Forget about that. What the fuck, dude? Really? Really? Fuck off. Oh my god.
You did not expect that coming.
No,
at
absolutely
all.
not.
I was
Absolutely
waiting
not.
for it. I was waiting for it. The moment you said Zelda, I knew exactly where you were going.
Are you okay now?
I'm just speechless right now, dude.
He was not ready for me. He was not ready. Don't forget, I'm a real vet. So yeah, you're talking about the main series and the more minor games, because that's more what they're called, the minor games, because they're actually still considered canon for the most part. You're thinking something like Oracle Ages and Oracle Seasons as like a side game, or Link Between Worlds as a spin-off game, right?
Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild. It's a fucking
Breath of
side
the
game.
Wild, it's considered as part of. It's actually considered the main series.
Yeah, they can eat shit with that, mate.
Now, if you were talking about Hyrule Warriors, that is absolutely a side game, despite actually having canon implications.
Yeah, I'm
its
talking
own
about
weird way.
the style of the game. Fuck the lore. I mean, yeah, technically Breath of the Wild has the Midna's Mask and the Majora's Mask too, so yeah, it's canon.
Yeah, those
But
are
the
not
game-
canon.
Yeah, they are.
Link having
Yeah.
Midna's Mask in Breath of the Wild is not canon. Those are just glorified DLC.
No, I mean the fact that Twilight Princess and Majora's Mask are canon.
Yes, Twilight Princess and Majora's Mask are canon.
Yeah, and Breath of the Wild has those DLCs. You can find the Majora's Mask, which means
Yeah,
that
But
is
the
the
DLC is
timeline.
not canon. Now where?
Why not?
So, because the DLCs are just there for fanfare.
But they are there, like it's part of the game.
Yeah, when you download them extra, but they're not actually like relevant. Hey Luminar, they're not relevant to the story or the world as it is at that time.
But now you are mixing lore-wise things with business things. Like, what's the difference if it is on a DLC or the main game? It's still there, which
'Cause
means
they've
that
expressed
Breath of the
that it's
Wild.
not canon. Is the Nintendo T-shirt in Breath of the Wild canon?
No, but I mean,
It's
if
bought in the same DLC package.
you can have
It's
the
literally bought in the same DLC
If
package
you-
that comes
if
with
you
the
can have-
mask.
dude, if you can have the Majora's Mask and the Midnight's helmet, it means that the Breath of the Wild is taking place in the same timeline as Twilight Princess, Majora's Mask, and Ocarina of Time.
Yes, so Breath of the Wild primarily takes place in the Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess timeline. Primarily.
Exactly.
It has things from the other two timelines.
Which ones? Like,
the other two.
yeah, but how? What's the relation between Breath of the Wild and Wind Waker, for example? Like, nothing.
The fucking bird people?
Oh yeah, the bird people. I forgot about them.
The fucking bird people that are like one of the main races that take up a whole region in Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, true. I forgot about
You're
it.
one
That's
of the main fucking characters.
yeah. That's a good point, actually. Hmm. See how easy it is to forget fucking Breath of the Wild. How bad that game is. I totally forget about the
Okay.
birds and yeah. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, good point.
Okay, so Erdrick is stepping out.
Okay.
So since we're down to 3 and we still got long list, we're just gonna go at this for fun. Because that kind of just kills our lineup. So what matches do you guys not want to see?
Anything but normal races, to be honest.
Pika?
Race.
Do you want to exclude the races?
No,
So,
she wants to race.
I was about to say, like, we're excluding everything that's not the races and the races. Okay, so we play the main menu.
Yeah, okay. We can make a challenge.
Speed
Who has
running
the
main
most?
menu.
Who has the coolest vehicle?
Very cool.
Okay, so the fifth divine beast.
Die Ampel steht auf grün.
Fifth. There are 4.
There's a 5th one.
Is it?
Okay, so through DLC, there's a 5th divine beast in which you have to do several side quests, several trials, and then you get access to the 5th divine beast. And then after you complete it, you get the motorcycle that is powered by
Oh
Guardian
yeah.
parts.
Yeah.
You
No,
forgot about that too.
No,
That
I
is
didn't
not
play.
canon.
I didn't play that long because shitty game. But yeah,
it's,
I mean,
it's
anyway.
the main series now, and that's the thing
Dude.
with Zelda. It goes through eras, like very explicit eras, and that's
The point
based
I
off
was
of
making-
who's the
yeah, but-
director.
The point I was making at the beginning is that those motherfuckers just make another game that has nothing to do with the originals when it comes to gameplay, narrative, and that's a spin-off for me. You know what I mean? It's completely different. It has nothing to do with
So
Twin
what's
Light.
the main game?
For me, The Legend of Zelda died with Twilight Princess. From my point of
Like-
view, as a Zelda fan, I am. Been playing Zelda games since I was born.
I'm gonna say that I think Twilight Princess is, despite lacking some like internal ethereal spirit of enjoyment that's just missing that you find in the games before it. Twilight Princess is actually more of a definitive Zelda experience. Because it does sum up all of the previous series into one package of experience.
Yeah, true. I agree on that.
But I think that it is a victim of just a certain section of the Zelda gameplay, the Zelda formula. Because Twilight Princess falls in line with Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time, even Skyward Sword, despite Skyward Sword heavily relying on that Wiimote gimmick. They're all the same overall design philosophy of a Zelda game.
As it should be.
But They are a different design philosophy from Zelda 1, Zelda 2, Zelda Link Between Worlds, and Minish Cap. And heck, even Link Between Worlds, wait, which one is it? Fuck.
Link to the Past.
Yes, Link to the Past. I said Link Between Worlds first by accident, meaning...
Yeah, but I understood what you were trying to say.
Yeah, Link Between Worlds follows the same design philosophy as despite its gimmicks. And that is all part of their own design era, even though it's spread out over time. Four Swords is technically tied to Minish Cap, but Four Swords and Four Swords Adventures are kind of their own thing. I would say those are even side games. I would say those are side games despite them being canon and part of the whole world. As well as Minish Cap. Because they're like their own series with their own things going on with Vati.
Yeah, I see it the same way than you. But that's my problem with fucking Breath of the Wild. I want... Where's my Twilight Princess 2? Well,
like Minish Cap
Skyward
follows
Sword.
the same design philosophies as A Link to the Past. And Breath of the Wild actually still follows the same design philosophies found in Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. It's them combined in style.
Is it? You sure about
But-
that?
I'm
Because
pretty sure about that.
I
Because
played
I will
both.
say Four Swords is a completely unrelated formula that does not pertain to any of the others.
But what's the similarity between Breath of the
Same
Wild
thing with Zelda 2.
Didn't play Zelda 2.
Meine Stiefel, right.
But the point is, Breath of the Wild has nothing to do with any of the GameCube games. Well, maybe what? Wind Waker is kinda open world, and so is Breath of the
I was
Wild.
gonna say the open world formula that they use in Breath of the Wild is the same open world formula they use in Wind Waker.
Yeah, and that's it.
While the dungeon in story formula is more that of Twilight Princess.
Twilight Princess has dungeons.
Yes.
Normal dungeons, not that shit they use in Breath of the Wild.
What?
Is open dungeons, but they still actually follow the normal 3D Zelda dungeon formula. It's just it's not as obvious.
It's not as funny neither.
Well, it's more open. And with that, you have certain sacrifices that need to be made.
Yeah, and what about the narrative? Huh? They completely butchered that part of the saga. There's no story in Breath of the Wild.
It's mostly
There's-
told through flashbacks, but yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
that's-
an active story.
That's
It's not a
pure
very
bullshit.
in-your-face story. I would say that's actually more resemblant of the original Zelda games, like Zelda 1 or Link to the Past. It's much more in line with those. Whereas that there was no particular flashbacks for those games. It had similar storytelling beats.
I don't know, man. This is a personal thing for me because they
Like, what was the last time you
Ah.
played Zelda 1?
what?
When was the last time you played Zelda 1?
I haven't played Zelda 1. The first Zelda I played was the Ocarina of Time. I was bored with the 3D. You know what made Zelda so fucking huge and famous? Ocarina of Time. And then Majora's, then Twilight.
Did you play Link to the Past at least? And Tomas, hola, ¿cómo estás? Sorry for not responding immediately.
Where are you speaking Spanish now?
Tomas is a Spanish-only speaking viewer of mine who pops in every once in a while.
You are
Más o menos.
Twitch. You're on Twitch or
I'm
something
always
like
live
that.
for the Cubs. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait, is people hearing me right now?
Yes.
How many?
So Rug was in here, and then he left. Luminar was in here, then he left. There's one other person in here, then they left. And now Tomas is here. Acabas de sorprender a tu amigo.
Sí, Tomás, no sabía que estaba grabando, la verdad. Estos streamers, la madre que los parió.
What? Wait a minute! You know Spanish! I got a translator. Awesome. Also,
That
what
guy
did he
is
say?
from
What did you
Spain?
say?
Is he from
have no
Spain
idea.
or is he Mexican or something like that?
I asked him before, I just don't remember. Es español infiltrado que... Shit. What did he just say?
No fucking clue. I didn't understand you.
You didn't understand me?
No.
Ese español infiltrado que... Something Spanish infiltrator what?
What? Soy español, español de España, de Galicia.
I can decipher what you said. I didn't immediately understand it, but I could decipher it, and I know what you said.
You know Spanish, don't you? A bit.
Look, I try my
please.
best. I try my best. Me asuste incluso.
Yay!
Yeah, whenever Tomas comes on, I usually take what he says, I translate it by hand, and then I figure out what I want to say, retranslate it back, and then speak it. If I'm speaking to someone from, like, the Caribbean, they understand me whenever I read Spanish. It seems like if it's not from the Caribbean, they're suffering.
You are from Puerto Rico, right? Didn't you tell me you were born there or something? Or I'm
No,
tripping?
I am Puerto Rican. I'm not from Puerto Rico.
What? If you're not from Puerto Rico, how are you Puerto Rican?
Okay, by race standards, not nationality.
Ah, okay. Oh, I'm dumb. Yeah, okay, I know what you mean.
I had to figure out like what the fuck are you talking about. Then I had to remember when it comes to other countries, like the United States is unique in how that they go by heritage rather than nationality when they define themselves beyond just being American.
Yeah. I mean, most countries do that, but I usually just focus on nationality because it's what matters.
And from my experience, what we call internationals, more define themselves by their nationality or birth nationality. And just that. Even if they have one parent that's French and another parent that is half and half of where they're born from and somewhere else. They go by where they're born from. From my
You
experience.
Puerto Ricans are like, what, black? Something
No.
like that?
Yes and no. So Puerto Ricans are they're a mixture of black, Native American, and Spaniard.
What a cocktail.
Certain Puerto Ricans are more Spaniard, some are more black, and some are more Native American. I actually got a fair mix. With actually some very recent African, very recent Native American, and recent Spaniard. Within like 3 generations.
So you have a 33% proportion.
From my
Perfect
Puerto
proportion?
Rican side, near perfect. But that's for my Puerto Rican side, because I'm also German and Creole. Those are my other two primaries. But the German has Swiss in it. Slightly. And the Creole is, well, Black, Native American, and French. And Dutch. The Dutch is for very specific reasons I can't reveal because of doxing, but...
Oh,
But the
come
others are
on!
Yeah,
You're
I'm
struggling, Pika.
Oh,
Also, who came into the VC and hasn't said anything yet?
It's Yuki.
Oh, hey, Yuki. And I'm sorry, Joe Tax, but can you tell Tomas that we were just discussing nationalities real quick and sorting things out?
Oh, yeah. Tomás,
Does he don't know
estábamos hablando de las diferentes nacionalidades y la etnia de cada uno y todo ese rollo.
Thank you.
Ya sabes que a los americanos les va mucho ese rollo de tengo tanto porcentaje de no sé qué y de no sé cuánto. Y estábamos hablando ahora de los puertorriqueños, de la ascendencia, de la época de la... Oh, de cuando los españoles estábamos ahí y todo ese rollo.
Oh, you went into
Where's
describing way
Tomas
more than I
from?
expected.
Where's
Ask
Tomás
him,
from?
and I'll read it aloud.
What?
Ask him and I'll read it aloud.
Tomás, ¿de dónde eres?
Okay, I forgot that it was the dumbass. I'm a fucking dumbass. I also haven't spoke Spanish in like a week and a half.
can I get a nice weapon?
You know, I've
No.
spent the last 20 years trying to learn Spanish, and just my autism says no. And now I'm also trying to learn German. On
Well,
top
yes,
of already also trying to learn Japanese, Latin, French, and Greek.
Greek. Kinda useless language, right?
Not entirely. I'm a scientist, so.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'm something of a scientist myself.
You motherfucker. I actually went to college for quantum physics.
Oh. That shit sounds hard to learn.
And
You
it is
know-
hard. And
you
I was
know-
excelling because I actually knew a fair bit of it before going to college, but I couldn't afford to stay in there.
Fuck.
Like, I actually knew everything already. I just had to go through the classes for the certifications, you know?
No, seriously?
Dude, the CPUs are on fire tonight.
Did he leave?
Huh?
Tomas, ¿dónde es?
I don't know what that is.
Okay,
Dude, wait,
I know
wait,
how to
wait.
say speak, but I don't know how to say speaking.
¿Hablando?
It would be hablando? Okay.
Yeah.
Dos hablando
Hey.
español, pica.
Stella. Stella,
Yes, Yugi?
do you...
Ali.
Do you know about quantum tunneling?
I know a fair bit. I'm a bit rusty, but yeah. Why are you
So,
asking me
it's
about quantum
possible-
tunneling?
Because it's possible to teleport, not on macro level, but on micro level.
Okay, on a quantum level, which is subatomic. You
Really?
can, but to any practical means, it's that there is no meaningful teleportation. You can only teleport information, and information on the most basic levels of like maybe a 3-bit computer.
What about decoherence?
What?
Decoherence.
Decoherence?
Mm-hmm.
That could. Are you asking about the consistency and reliability of that signal, or decoherence as a whole other subject in itself? Because that you asking that question in that way can mean several things in this topic.
I don't know. I just know.
He's just trolling you, dude.
I just know that from quantum.
Who the fuck just died?
I just know
Yeah.
that quantum physics.
I just got to
quantum
witness
physics-
both of your cars fly forward
Quantum-
and then one blows up.
Yeah, the start in this track is terrible, mate.
Yes, Yuki?
Quantum physics prove it has a theory that there are multiple multiverses.
Yes. Yes.
That's
We
it.
have mathematical proof that says that there are possibly multiple other universes. Not definitively, possibly. And even the math comes with a question mark on it. Like, it's not us inferencing, possibly. It actually comes with a question mark in it.
Yeah.
So,
Can quantum physics explain what is beyond event horizon?
technically, but we also can't actually exactly prove it because we don't have any physical equipment that can
Black hole.
withstand those conditions. But we do have mathematical proofs of what may be possibly beyond the event horizon. Several that
Although
are
we can-
mathematically true.
What?
Watch
But they're
Interstellar, and you will know.
So what? One of them must be a Rosen-Einstein bridge.
Wait.
Nice, Arkiko.
Wait, which one was the Rosen-Einstein?
Wormhole.
It was the one whole one?
A wormhole. You go in from one
Oh,
side,
the
you come
wormhole.
out on the other. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if I didn't remember if that was the wormhole or the indefinite hole or the 0 point.
Wormhole, basically.
Okay, so wormhole, technically possible. Technically, we haven't proven it. We have observed natural phenomena that suggest that it does exist. Wormholes. Because we have observed physical matter disappearing and reappearing in the upper atmosphere on the edge of space without any prior existence. And that's beyond the calculations that suggest that they're real. But we haven't definitively proven that those wormholes are real, but they're real enough for us to go under the assumption that wormholes are real. Oh, nice. I just did the jump over fire oil.
Hey, but
During the turn, too. But
Oh,
yeah,
I'm sorry, Pika. I'm sorry.
it's good enough to say they do exist.
I'm so sorry.
Wieder verpackt.
Ah,
She hates me.
Jotax, if you're wondering why for the past 20 years I have been unable to learn Spanish despite my efforts, I'm very good at linguistics. My autism makes me very good at the study of languages, the grammar, the etymology, and such. But
Oh, you're
not
serious?
welcome, Marianne.
Like you are autistic?
Yeah, I have Asperger's.
Oh,
Uh,
so like you have.
That's Kicks Combat Racing, but with online players. We are in an online lobby right now.
Ah, yes. You're talking to a viewer, right, Pika?
Yes.
She's streaming too.
Zeit für echt.
Yes, she does.
Yes.
Yes, viewer. This is JackX Online. We openly invite people to come join us. You can connect with PS2 emulator or even PS3, and I think we're just bringing in another console, but I'm not quite sure about that. People can confirm.
I mean,
Just join the Discord and or find the YouTube video that has the IP address. Do a couple things for setup, and you're welcome to join us. Cross-region, cross-platform.
Yo, chill. I can play online with you on my PS3,
Yeah,
but
there's
is
the
there a
PS3
port?
backwards compatibility.
Oh, okay. So the fat PS3 only.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
okay.
no,
Or
the
maybe
PS3
I don't know,
Slim
maybe
actually does have a
Multiman.
PS2 backwards compatibility option if you have an early enough PS3 Slim.
or Multiman, the modded PS3.
Yeah, I do have multi. Wait, no, I have web now,
No.
but it's not a port. It's just same game. So
And
For-
technically,
for-
you can connect with RPCX3, but that's way more complicated to get the network compatibility to work. For
I
that to
don't know if
function.
Webman or Multiman even has the Dev 9.
I mean,
Yes,
for one
should-
second, I was thinking that there was a Jack export for PS3.
If
That's
you're
why
a
I was
Christian,
streaming.
yeah.
You know.
Is it better to have custom firmware or the other
The
one?
PS2
OS?
console has online
No, not the OS.
network adapter for the fat model. And for the slim, it's integrated into the console. So
Yes,
you can
the-
connect.
Yeah, the Slim has it natively, and then you have to. The add-on for the PS2, at least in the United States, is currently still like $30 because of how difficult and rare it is to find. But once you hook it up, you can connect to a lot of
Yes, pretty
private
fun.
servers. Like SOCOM even has their private servers still going.
Hey, Jotex, is it better to have custom firmware or PS3 hen?
Well, in my case, I have the Slim 300, so I cannot use the custom firmware. I have hen installed.
Can you go online with it? Like, just to download games, not to really play it.
I haven't tried to play online yet.
There's some
yeah.
PS3 online private servers available out there.
No,
I
no,
can
I'm
imagine
talking
that
about
if there is PS2 ones.
No,
But I
Oh
haven't
my
tried.
god.
Like any
Yes,
good
sir.
game, any exclusive game for PS3.
no, I'm
Oh, I have no idea. I didn't get to experience PS3 that much.
Mm.
No, I just need like modding, but I just want to access the official servers online, just download the games and whatnot, not to play online. And I don't know if Sony will compromise my account just because I have modded PS3. I don't.
I'm not.
Okay, I know what you mean. I
yeah,
have no
I don't know
clue.
why. Yeah, why do they even care? What the fuck? It's PS3.
Verloren. Oh.
Pfft,
Business,
mean-
copyright, and cost.
What?
Cost or what? PS3 is literally outdated. I don't know why they even keep it updated or whatnot. They're not even supporting it anymore.
The only emulator you can play online
I don't know,
is
Yuki. I
SSX2,
ask myself the same questions.
I still
but
haven't
it
gotten the
does have
emulator to
massive-
even boot Jack X, let alone connect online. Because I try to get it to connect online to other private servers, and I myself cannot figure it out.
Well, I think I'll just, I don't know.
Heck,
Well,
I'm a
I'll carry it
programmer.
like this
I've
and
made
just-
games. Yet someone who hasn't touched an emulator ever has figured it out. I am so confused. They're like, oh, first time touching an emulator, figures it out. What the fuck? Meanwhile, I had like 3 people help me, and we still can't get it to work.
Wait, Xella, one thing.
Let's go. Next. Please.
Yes, Yuki?
Did you have you on that quantum whatever? I mean quantum physics. Did you learn about the fourth dimension?
Yeah.
Is the fourth dimension time or space?
This is actually a big argument. So this is so if you're following classic relativistic physics, the fourth dimension is time. But if you're following modern quantum mechanics, it's space. And time is merely an extracurricular function of space existing. Because time doesn't actually exist. Time is quite literally the only thing that defines being relative. Because not even a difference in space can actually help you define relativity.
Dude,
It's just our perception of how space itself exists.
my brain hurts.
I know.
Heck, and I'm using the explain it to me like I'm 5 version.
Actually, I can. I'm just gonna send you.
It depends on what you're trying to figure out, what the fourth dimension is. If you're trying to figure out how physics functions, like general physics, then you use relativistic physics, which includes time as the fourth dimension. If you're trying to figure out how the fundamental nature of how physics itself develops and evolves, then you treat it as, a spatial dimension.
ZR. XYZR.
Pika respawning killed me.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. One. Here is a tough question.
I
Are
think
we
I've
even
burned out.
How do we what?
Is this even real?
The 7th aerial? What?
Is this real?
Oh, is this real? Oh, what you shared.
No, is this real? Like, what can quantum physics explain the existence?
Can quantum physics explain existence itself being real?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're talking about... Okay, so...
So it can explain.
No, no,
theory
yes,
about
yes, no,
multiverse.
yesn't, no-sent.
It has a theory about multiverse. So how do we know which one is real and which one is not?
Well, under the multiverses theory, they're all real. There is no not real one. That when you speak that way, that comes from a precedent of that if one thing must be the canon and everything else is not canon, in which that is not factual at all. There is no canon versus non-canonicity in reality. It's a matter of finding the space in which something exists. Because as much as your canonicity exists, so does another thing's. But that's more of a social function thing. That's not even like philosophically based or physics based. Now, what it can actually get into proving, it technically has the ability to help prove if like we're in a simulation or such. But the ability of us, and this is going more into the philosophical range, the ability of us to prove if we're in a simulation or not is technically impossible because anything that we discover that is beyond our reality can be still within the simulation itself or part of the reality to diffuse the notion of what's beyond what is currently rendered. But it is very much believed that there is space beyond that of what we can recognize as our reality within our existence still without being able to actually get to another multiverse. It is undeterministic if the multiverse is above or below the notion of reality.
I see.
Like, there's no hierarchy.
Yeah.
I
Thank
suck
you.
now.
By the way, the reason why we can't, why the information that comes into black hole doesn't disappear. The wavelength just becomes so small, the frequency so small that we cannot read it. The information is still there, but we cannot decipher it.
There's math saying that is real. I should say, let me correct that. There is math saying what you're saying is correct, and math saying that it's incorrect.
Wait, information can be destroyed then?
No.
So
But
what
information
he's saying
can
is
be
right.
So information, what he's suggesting is that information can be persistent, in which information's persistence can be halted and transformed into another form of information. So the energy that makes the information itself exist cannot be destroyed. It just has to be in one way or another translated. That's how you get Hawking radiation. But what actually happens to the information, we cannot determine if the information is persistent as it's beyond the event horizon for us to be able to determine anything at all, or if it gets translated into something else, which becomes part of the greater mass that makes a black hole bigger, essentially, and the Hawking radiation. Because there's physical information, and when I say physical, this includes non-mass matter. And then there is perceptive information, which is something we purely make up to understand the properties of physical matter. In which, if you talk about perceptive information, yes, it can be destroyed because it's essentially just made up things that we use to understand our universe.
Well, I'm talking about information as energy. Is what it is, right?
Well, both can be sucked into a black hole. Our understanding of perceptive information on matter and that of the matter itself as energy information can be both taken into a black hole.
Yeah, but they are not destroyed.
The perceptive one can be destroyed, the energy one cannot. It just has to be translated, if not persistent. And that's what we truly cannot prove, if it persists or not. Because like I said, the persistence, the essence of what the form that information took, and very much remain the same, just as he described, a frequency that is extremely small or minute that we could no longer detect. But we can only determine that it's been translated if it becomes a different form of information. A flat line can still be a sine wave, but we won't know that it's not a sine wave until it's a tangent wave.
Hey, by the way, there is a recording of what black hole sounds like.
Oh yeah, I read that article. That was some months ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Basically,
that's an interpretation of what a black hole sounds like.
Basically, they captured the sound waves from electromagnetic waves, but also because there is a nebula in the black hole, the actual sound can move. Like, it doesn't move through vacuum, but it can move through that nebula or whatever, the dust particle.
Well,
So basically,
we can't determine if it's what's on the event horizon of the black hole or the black hole itself.
but the sound captured is so quiet, they amplified it by 14 trillion times. So basically, you would hear nothing if you were there.
Well, I ran through all the circuit races on the itinerary. I don't know what to do next.
So basically,
Frozen Speedway.
the sound they made from the call is just like amplified. It's not something you would hear.
It's an interpretation. Even if it is exactly the information that you would physically hear but not be able to perceive, it's merely interpretation. It's like determining the sound of a paper ripping from a satellite. Just through visual information. Or, like, measuring the vibration of a glass to reverse engineer the conversation that was being had next to it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like a record player. Actually, a record player is a perfect idea. There are actually records that existed before record players. There are these jars. I forget where they're from. I just remember that the jars used to have these leaves attached to them, and they would record the sound of the surrounding area.
What?
And if you manage to unwrap and decode the vases of these jars onto a flat surface and then play them through a record player, they actually do play the sounds. And we've been able to pick up conversations from the relatively ancient past.
That sounds like science fiction, dude.
It sounds like it, but it's real. It was a jar from, like, the East Mediterranean. I forget exactly where.
I mean, the oldest human is Neanderthals.
No.
No.
No. For one, the Neanderthals were a certain species of human that existed. But They are not the oldest human, nor our main ancestor of human. They're just the defining characteristic of Europeans. But it was actually, we all come from a certain specific race of humans, primarily that came out of South Africa, and they spread across the world, mixing with other humans. Pretty much mixing them out of existence or genocide. And that's how we get our main groups of peoples. You have pretty much South, Western, Eastern Africa, which, honestly, I forget the name of that group. The Neanderthals are super popular because they are described as the cavemen, but they're primarily Europe. So pretty much all Europeans derive from a combination of the original Homo sapiens sapiens and Neanderthals. Actually, the Neanderthals were more technologically advanced at the time. So, really weird how that happened. Then you have the Indus group, the Mongoloid group. The Indus group coming from the border of pretty much Pakistan and India, and the Mongoloid group coming from, well, northern China. The Shia tribe, specifically, at least the Shia civilization, is what they emerged into later on. And then you actually do have a group from South America.
Mayan.
But they were all different humans, and there were many, many more minor groups. But they don't hold a significant presence on our DNA.
Okay. Thanks for the info. I'm off to sleep. Yeah, I'm tired. No, seriously, I got it.
Yeah, I have a feeling I wore you out, and I think I wore the others out too. They haven't spoken in a
No,
minute.
I have a job in the morning, so
Ah, wonderful. Wunderbar.
no, it's not wonderful. But,
Ashakosh.
money. Money. Time is money, I guess.
Ashatasa. Nomagana.
Whatever that means.
Thank you for being around. Enjoy your sleep.
Oh, okay. Grazie. До свидания. How did I jump from Italian to Russian?
Wait, isn't Italian grazie and gracia Spanish?
Grazie Spanish, grazie. Grazie. Grazie, ciao. Buonanotte. And then Russian is spasiba. Bok. Dobra večer. And actually, I don't know how they say it.
Oh yeah, I forgot to press play. I got distracted by this. I got distracted saying bye to Yuki, and we just kept going on and on.
Okay, I'm gonna send it to you something, and you will see from where I learned something about quantum physics. You'll find it in. You'll find the channel is so fucking awesome. Okay, see ya.
Yep. So how are you two feeling? Are you guys feeling tired yet?
I was born tired, mate.
Thank you.
I'm not doing much better.
Nope, I suck now. Everyone is so damn.
It was really the CPU. He just rolled all of us. And you don't suck now. You just got pushed back a little, that's all. A little delayed. Damn.
I don't know.
Come on, Pika, you got this. Plus, we're just having fun. We're not that competitive right now. I'm playing with the fucking naughty dog. I'm definitely not competitive right now.
Yeah, we're just chilling. All you can chill playing this game, of course.
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm like, there's only me on the server who use the string gander always.
The what?
A string gander.
What's the free gander?
String gander!
Fluid gender or some shit like that? What?
The string gander! Oh my
Dude,
god.
I'm so lost. I don't understand. I don't get you.
I'm telling about my car.
Shell, translation, please.
Oh! Street grinder!
Yes!
Huh. Okay. Okay. Dude, I'm sorry, Dorothy. My English is terrible, and I don't understand the
My
Canadian
English is bad.
We have what? A Spanish speaker, a primary Spanish speaker who is bad at English, a primary French speaker who's bad at English, and an English speaker who's just bad at everything.
Like, I don't know which time my accent is being fishy.
It's not your fault.
I hope it's not.
There's some Americans I can't understand, and they speak the same English.
I have
Hey,
to improve my English.
I live in a city where I don't understand the people. I don't. I'm only from one city over, and I do not understand the people here at all. But we speak the same English.
Oh.
Have you
I
ever speak
really
with
don't
a
get it.
with a
I
person
really
from
don't get it.
Ireland? Speak
From
English.
Ireland?
Try to speak English with Irish.
I
That's
understand
fucking
them
impossible.
better, which is
Really?
fucking weird. I actually understand Irish English speakers better than the people who live in my city.
For me, the Americans are the ones that are more easy to understand when speaking. I mean, people from, I don't know, the East and so. I don't know if you put a southern peasant talking to me, maybe I will understand nothing, but it's your accent is usually more neutral than the British one or the Irish one. Ah,
Yeah, in the Americas, in professional education, there is a heavy emphasis on purity and clarity of the language rather than any regional dialect, and the regional dialects just develop over time. But there's 10 regional dialects, I think, in the United States that
10?
that you can distinguish between. But I think there's easily up to 30. Easily. Like, if you sat down, you can very clearly hear the difference between someone who speaks English from New York City, Boston, Philadelphia, or Washington, D.C. If you refer to the in-between areas, you'll hear that they get more neutral in tone, and they don't have a very explicit or distinct accent. But overall, that's the Mid-East, Middle Atlantic accent. Well, actually, the Boston's the New England one, but despite being able to easily distinguish between New York, Philadelphia, and Washington DC as completely different accents, they're all part of one group. And that's not even getting into the South, where actually the South is itself split into 3, but over a much larger area. Much more reasonable of a difference. Like, even though the Northeast region, which is the size of Germany, and only 1/6 to 1/7 the size of the entire country itself, has like 5 or 6 different accents. The West, which is pretty much the size of half of Europe, only has 3. So it gets really fucking weird.
Und wieder bei seiner ins Gras.
Like, you can tell if someone's from California, but not if they're from Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, Nevada, and Utah. Utah has a slightly different accent, but they overall, all those in the group sound the same. Whereas that you might have more of a difference when it comes to Arizona, New Mexico, and some blending of that into Texas because of the Hispanic immigration into their neutral West accent.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I play with a lot of Americans playing Sea of Thieves. They all sound the same to me. All of them.
And that's not even getting into that there actually is a different English accent for the internet. Completely separate from all the rest. And the closest English accent the internet accent is to is a combination of the Mid-Atlantic English accent, the more neutral one, and the general Ontario province accent from Canada. Pretty
What
much
the fuck?
the internet English accent is Americans making themselves sound more Canadian slightly. And that's what you hear us who are habitually on the internet. That's the kind of English accent that we have.
Hello, Thunder.
Hello, how's Cup going?
We
It's
passed
not
all
going.
the circuit races, and we're just, it's pretty much not going. We're just shooting the shit right now for the general 2 hours that we usually do this. But yeah, what you guys typically learn on the internet as English is actually just Mid-Atlantic combined with Canadian. It's not even actually an accent you hear anywhere in the real world. And that's what most people who are from other nations end up learning. That English. Weird, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Strange, isn't it?
Like, I can tell this motherfucker's from the South.
Huh?
You a Southern motherfucker.
I'm not
Is he?
Southern.
You definitely Southern.
What? Hold on.
What's your state?
Do I sound Southern? Do I sound Southern to you?
I made him ask his aunt. I made him ask his fucking aunt. That's fucking great. That is fucking great.
He's really paranoid right now.
No. I just sound like a normal American.
No, you don't. Neither do I. Okay. What's your state?
My state? Oh, you mean the state that I was born at? That was Ohio.
Okay, the state that you're in.
Kentucky.
You had to be fucking Kentucky. You had to be the fucking border state.
Where's Kentucky?
Kentucky is on the border. It's technically the Midwest, which is actually east of the center line of the United States. Okay, it's called the Midwest because in the 1800s, it was the western half of the United States. But it no longer is. It's on the eastern half, but we still call it the Midwest region, or the Great Lakes region.
But which states shares border with? Tell me so I can have an idea where it is.
Okay, so you know Toronto, Canada?
Yeah.
Okay, so Toronto, Canada is in the Canadian province of Ontario. Ontario borders most of the Great Lakes, these 5 large lakes that are on
Yeah,
the
I know where
Canada.
Ontario is.
Okay, so the Great Lakes border Minnesota, Indiana, Michigan, and Ohio. And Kentucky is south of Ohio.
Okay, got it.
It's actually directly south of Toronto, to be more specific. But it's on the border. Kentucky is actually known for having a mixture of three regional accents from the Midwest, from the Northeast, and from the South. Because the Southern accent comes up as far as Virginia. So okay, so what
Well,
the type of Southern
Thunder
accent
is not a South. Is not the South peasant then.
He's not a South person, but he spends most of his time in a state that has a mixture of accents from the 3 regions on that border, because he's on the borderline of all of them, quite literally.
Well,
Now, I didn't
it sounds
pick him
normal
as
to
Deep
me.
South, because there's different definitions of what is the South. The Deep South is what you get as Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas. Those are all Deep South. But you have more periphery South, which includes that of Texas, Missouri, technically, Georgia, the Carolinas, Virginia, not West Virginia, Tennessee.
Boom.
Now, I was gonna pick him as being someone from like Tennessee or Virginia,
Was so close.
which is not that far off from him at all. It's actually really close to him. But they still are considered South, but periphery South, not Deep South. When
When
you
I think
of a
about the
Southern
South-
accent, you think of the Deep South.
As a foreigner, when I think about the South, I think about all the peasants with the Confederacy flags and all that shit.
Yeah,
Right.
technically Kentucky was carrying those, but only for half of Kentucky. But now, the deep Confederate states, the ones that will say "bless your heart" when they're insulting you, that's the Deep South. Thunder is definitely not "bless your heart" material, but he has kind of that, like, back kick without the twang. Wow, the Deep South has the kick and the twang, and Texas has the twang but no kick.
All sounds the same to me, to be honest.
So, what track do you guys want now? Because, like, we've been through them all.
I don't know. A tour maybe, like the Spargles one.
Vargas one?
Yeah, I don't know what tour is that one. South or
Northern
north?
tour.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Last of the action then.
but yeah, he'd be definitely in his outer.
On close game.
Because he definitely doesn't have a Midwest accent. And he doesn't have a Northeast. Or I should say, he doesn't have the explicit accent.
And what state are you from? New York? No?
Pennsylvania.
Alright, where the fuck is that? I need another reference.
Do you know New York State?
Yeah.
The southern border of New York State is Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
Okay.
I spend a lot of time with so they have New York City, and then anything that's not New York City but New York State, they call that upstate. I've spent a significant amount of time with both of those from New York City and from upstate. Upstate tends to have a more neutral tone. They're the ones that have that like towards Canadian kind of voice, similar to the internet accent, but it's still kind of off from the internet accent in its entirety. But anyway, the more explicit New York accent is very much more aggressive, has a high attack, and it has more of an Italian influence. Much less so nowadays. They speak more neutrally nowadays, but everyone loves to embrace the culture of that New York accent. New Jersey, if New Jersey is not the neutral tone, it is very much that stereotypical Jersey accent that you hear about from like Jersey Shore or whatnot. It's that high-pitched, grainy, broken Italian-American kind of voice.
Oh.
For sure. And then Philadelphia is like mumble rap. It just, everyone fucking mumbles and slurs their words. And Philadelphia has a lot of unique words, like John. And they more explicitly say that, like with a D instead of a TH or a T. God, I hate the Philadelphia accent. But that's mostly where I'm from, Philadelphia. God, I hate this fucking place. But the general PA accent actually varies a lot. Erie just sounds like people from Toronto. Southwest PA or the countryside or Amish land actually sounds like the South. Like, they sound like Georgia. It's really weird. It's like Georgia and Ohio combined. Georgia is what's north of Florida, for reference, by the way.
Yeah, Georgia. I know where Georgia is.
Yeah, so like Southwest PA is like Georgian accent, which is periphery South, not deep South accent, combined with Ohio. And then the Poconos is just pretty much New York State accent, upstate New York. Poconos are the northeast region, up in the mountains.
Oh, seriously. Come on.
But yeah, if you pull up like a map of it, the map gets real interesting. It's as, but then again, I have to say, England is more fucked up because we have the same diversity as England, but that's spread over 4,000 by 2,000 miles. That's shit. You guys are kilometers. I'm sorry.
Well, it's okay. I kinda can understand the difference between.
That's 6,300 kilometers by 3,500 kilometers. Pretty much continental Europe. While England is, well, tiny as fucking shit compared to that, but they have the same diversity. If not more.
Oh, please! Please!
No! This one is no! What the fuck? Give me a shield! Giga, why do you have so many peacemakers? Oof. Ah. Almost got you there.
I got a peacemaker and a supernova dead.
Hmm.
This is bullshit.
Yuki is sending me shit about hyperbolic space, entanglement.
But yeah, usually it's not me who get those weapons. I always get grenades.
What the fuck? 3 boats for 3? Kira?
Hmm?
I'm checking the boat count.
For the last track, I'm just making it an easy track. A nice, good, comfort track.
Crash City. Okay.
So, look,
Mm.
Legen wir los! Ein sauberer Start!
I Zauberer start. What the fuck is up with the sand shark?
What do you mean?
Heck if I know. That thing's slippery as shit.
It goes from not being able to turn to making a 180. And it clicks from it. And then it makes a turn, but it has no control over it.
Eine Runde ist um.
Oh, peacemakers already.
Ah, ich werde getroffen.
They were having a sale.
Und noch einer beißt ins Gras. Ah!
Give me a break.
Damn.
Well, in March, it's tough.
Oh,
I went to the same
seriously?
convention I went to last year.
Noch eine Runde. Sieht gut aus.
Eine Rauchwolke!
And I may or may not be meeting someone from a VR chat over there.
What?
What?
Yeah, I might be meeting someone from VR chat that since, well, they have a friend who's going to the same convention as I am.
Ooh, you're breaking the sacred oath of internet culture. How dare you?
What? What's happening?
You're breaking the sacred oath.
Das Rennen ist vorbei!
This is the first time I've heard of this.
You never meet offline.
Woohoo!
Sehr gut Nacht, Kumpel.
Sorry, but
It's an internet joke.
Oh,
It's-
what the f-
I'm gonna quit it.
Yeah, I was like so lost. I didn't know it was a joke.
Wieder verpackt.
Like, no, it's a thing for the internet. Like, it's a legitimate, like, rule of the internet, but it's a joke. Yeah, that was it for me, too.
Yeah, it's a good moment to stop. It's 2 a.m. here.
there was a time where we had a group playing at literally 2
Mm.
a.m.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
but this game, I
I'm
just
signing
kinda
off on my
missed.
stream. Whoever's still around, thank you for being around. I hope you join our different Discords. If you're interested in Jackass, there's Jackass Discord in which you can come join us. If you're more interested in me, you can join in on our Discord, in which shit, I forgot to update the link. I'll update the link later. Check around again for that. Hope to see you again. I'll be back in like maybe half an hour